With comic book movies becoming so saturated in the past few years, we're starting to get a lot of the weirder comic book adaptations. In 2014 it was Guardians of the Galaxy, in 2015 it was Ant-Man, and this year we're getting 3. With Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange, and to start off the year, Deadpool. Now, I don't claim to know a lot about Deadpool. I only really found out about him when I became part of the Brony thing, and I saw him drawn with Pinkie Pie a lot, or Pinkie Pie drawn as Deadpool, which I didn't really get until I saw some excerpts of the comic. So that's all I really knew about the character going into this. But from what I've read and what I know about Deadpool, I think they did the best they could with this movie. Fox took a risk with this, and boy did it pay off. Right from the opening credits, I knew I was going to love this movie. The humor just lands in all of the right places, and Deadpool's self-awareness just makes the movie that much more enjoyable. It is an origin story, but it's told in a way that many other comic book movies should be told, where we start off with the character as we know them, and then we have flashbacks to the origin, which I guess there's really only 2 flashbacks in this, and they're pretty long ones, but they're not boring. And they have a lot of fun with it. Deadpool as Deadpool is great, and Deadpool as Wade Wilson is great. They're both equally funny. And all of the other characters are great as well. We have a romantic interest that's actually interesting, and there's a couple of side characters that aren't boring. They are actually really fun. Especially Colossus. He's like the innocent sweetheart in an R-rated film. Which, by the way, this is a pretty hard R. Of course there's over-the-top violence, but there's also nudity and a ton of F-bombs, and there's one really funny scene with implied nudity. This was just a really fun and refreshing comic book movie. I'd like to talk more about scenes that happen, but I don't want to spoil it, but I'm sure we'll talk about it on the next POS podcast. Oh, and there's also an after-credits scene, so make sure to stay after the credits. Though it's a Marvel movie, so I guess that's kind of required to do. Even though it's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it seems like every Marvel movie has a post-credits scene. But anyway, if you've seen Deadpool, tell me what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I'd like to give thanks to my patrons this month. I really appreciate all the support you give me, so thank you. And if you'd like to become a patron, click on the annotation, or the link in the description. And if you want to view more Pixar videos, click on the playlist. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.